Hi there, welcome back to my channel Scrap and Coffee, and welcome to my messy desk. Yes, I finally have a mess again on my desk because it's been a while. It's been a while that I have been uploading, it's been a while that I have been creating, and I didn't realize that I missed it as much as I did. So I was actually working on this project. Let me tell you the truth, I have been filming yesterday this project. And let's just say that that didn't turn out to be the best video in the history of YouTube. So I think I'm going to scrap that. I'm working on a flipbook from Simple Stories with the Simple Vintage Weathered Garden collection. It doesn't go very quick because I'm very indecisive. But I thought, let's just work in this a little bit while I give you an update on what's been happening in these past 2 months. Why didn't I upload? And also, yeah, I'm not sure what the future is gonna bring, but yeah, we'll see. So I have a cup of coffee. The channel is not called for nothing, Scrap and Coffee, because I do enjoy a good cup of coffee. And I'm just going to create. I've got some ideas of what I want to do, so hopefully that helps in getting it done a little quicker. So yesterday I have been creating some pages out of pattern paper, and I have been working on some pocket pages, but this is not necessarily the order that it's going to be in. But I did decide that this is going to be the first page that I've made. I'm going to embellish this a little more, but I have the scrappies from this paper that I want to use on here. So I actually want to try to not talk too much about what I am doing in the album, but more where have I been, right? Because where have I been? I'm going to cut this paper really quick because I'm going to do that off camera, and I do 6 3/4. Oh, that's fine. Can I do 7? No, let's do 6 3/4. Okay, so yeah, the first question, right? Where have I been? Well, I've been here, but I haven't been creating for several reasons. A lot is going on in my life, in our life, in our family's life. But yeah, the main part is the big move that is coming up, and probably not everybody is aware of that, but I am currently living in Canada with my husband and my 3 children. I have a daughter of 6, a son that's 3, and another daughter that's 1.5. And we are moving from Canada to Australia this year. And that's a pretty big move, and we know that that's gonna happen for quite some time now. I think it started in September last year that we knew the opportunity was coming, and then in December of last year we got the final word that yes, okay, it's gonna happen. And yeah, well, it's been like 6 months now and we are still in Canada, and that's of course because there is a lot that needs to be arranged before you can actually make that move, right? But we are also depending on other people. My husband needs to be taken over because we're moving for my husband's work. We live in Canada because of my husband's work, and yeah, he needs to be taken over, and so we were depending on that. You are depending on the paperwork. Well, all of that is done, but yeah, there is so much that you probably don't even think of beforehand, and that needs to be arranged. So that's taking up quite a lot of our time. But our problems, my problems, started actually in March. Because we were getting ready to put the house up for sale, and I'm kind of in doubt if my wet glue will hold on this to make this a pocket, but it will, right? I think it will. We were actually preparing to get the house up for sale. I started that a little bit. Luckily I didn't do too much yet because we had a little visit from COVID. And that happened exactly at the moment, what are the odds, that my parents were visiting us. So basically it started with my husband, and then we took turns. So my husband started, he started to feel better. There was nothing wrong with me, but then by the time that my husband started feeling better, I was getting sick. And the crazy thing was actually that I didn't test positive for COVID. I had high fevers, I had headaches, I had every symptom that makes us feel like, okay, I'm not testing positive, but it should be. It cannot be anything else. This must be COVID, right? So we treated it as if it was, because yeah, you cannot take any risks. So the kids had to stay home and isolation, all the things, right? And then I started to feel better actually, and then the next person took a turn. My father got really sick, and my son got sick. He wasn't actually really sick, he only had some raised temperatures in the evening, so luckily it wasn't too bad for him. And but we all took turns. But when I started to feel better, I was pretty sick for, let's say, a week, roughly a week. And I started to feel better, and then all of a sudden I started to get symptoms of having a cold. I felt better I was free of fevers for a day and a half, and then I started to develop these symptoms of having a cold. I was starting to develop a cough. And at that moment, I tested myself again. And then I tested positive for COVID. So, yeah, I'm not sure what was happening. But, at that moment I tested positive. So, again, all the isolation rules go into place, right? But, of course, we also had other people that were sick. So, we just continue with what we were already doing, basically. But that cough... Gosh, that was the most annoying cough I have ever had. But it lasted me 3, almost 4 weeks before I got rid of it. And it was a terrible cough. I didn't have a voice. I couldn't speak, right? But I just couldn't talk, because every time I started talking, I started coughing. Every time I started eating, I started coughing. Every time I went to lay down, I started coughing. It was driving me nuts. And actually, beside the coughing, I didn't have so much other symptoms anymore, so I wasn't feeling too bad. It was just a cough. But I still, I couldn't do anything creative. I couldn't make videos because, I didn't have a voice. I didn't, it was just not happening, right? So, that basically took up the whole month of March. Like I said, my parents were here. They also got sick. They had to extend their stay because they were not allowed to fly back. So they were here a little longer, which was basically really nice to have them here, but it was not like we could do anything fun. So that was a little bit of a shame. But by the time that I started to feel better, we had to, because of course we had to cancel putting the house up on the market, right? You cannot put your house up on the market when you have COVID in the house. So that all got delayed, but when we started feeling better, we went back into preparing the house to go up for sale. So basically this craft room was the biggest problem in the house, of course. One big mess here, and I just needed to start packing up, and I just thought, let's do it right in one go. Let's just pack up so it can be shipped, right? So I did that with most of my stuff. Like, I don't have any albums standing here anymore. All the stuff that's opened, or I have some collections lying around. My cardstock that is opened, I have that, but all my, I call it my stock. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I have a lot of chipboard. I have a lot of cardstock. I have quite some Tyvek. So all of that I put into boxes. I kept maybe like I said, my opened up cardstock, I have it, and some Tyvek, I have it, some opened up acetate, I have that, but everything that's basically closed, that's all packed up. And what I did is I kept some stuff, like my tools, some tape, things that I use a lot, my opened up cardstock. I cleaned it up, it's in a closet, but I can grab it, right? I can, if I might need to look for it, where it is exactly, but I can grab it. So, and I'm thankful for that I did that. Although I wasn't really able to get crafty, but I will get into that a little later. But because we were preparing to put the house up for sale, we cleaned up the whole house, and we were actually planning, like we need to to make a plan, right? Like, when are we leaving Canada? And after all of our paperwork got approved, and that was, I think, also in March, I started making plans like, okay, I want to travel to Europe, to the Netherlands, where I'm born, where I'm raised, where all my family is living, with the kids, first week of May. So that sounded like a good plan to us, and we basically ordered a shipping container for the last Friday in April. We also said, okay, that's gonna be the last day, that last Friday in April, that's going to be the last day for my son on daycare, for my daughter in school, and my youngest is at home with me. So we've arranged that, and there were some other things that we arranged so we could go to Europe around this time. And so we did all that, and it was all happy, and yes, it's gonna happen finally. And then we learned that there are some things that we need to, well, it's a lot of detail, but basically what it comes down to is we cannot leave right now, because that's probably that was gonna happen this week, right? But we need to wait. Probably we need to set back our timelines 2 months. We said now, okay, first week of July, that's when we are leaving. Probably around, I think that's around July 8 or something. So we had to set back those timelines, and boy, that gave us some stress, because we had to reverse everything that we arranged. Like, we had to, please, can my son stay in daycare for at least until the summer? Can my daughter just finish her school year? And well, that all of that worked out, but it was quite stressful. It was quite stressful. So right now we are at the moment where, okay, we are not leaving right now. We are going to leave in July. Things are reversed, but again, we are kind of in the blind. Like, we said for ourselves, we are leaving in July, but that can change again, and that's also not a very good feeling. Basically, it's yeah, you just want to know what's gonna happen, and we have been in the blind for so long, and for some reason, it's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain, but for some reason that is not good for your mental health. Let's keep it to that. So that's basically, I've been busy with those things that made it a little hard for me to find the freedom in my head, the time in my head, yeah, I don't know how to explain that, but to create videos, I've tried to design a project. No, that was not working out very well either. I was staring at cardstock, I was staring at chipboard, then I tried something and then I got the wrong measurements, or I scored the wrong measurements. I had to start over again. I was just getting frustrated. I was like, what am I doing? I'm just going to put it away. Let's stop doing this because it's not working. So I stopped doing it. And so I've put everything away, and then, like I said, the house was up for sale, so everything has to be cleaned up basically, right? I don't have enough room here. So when I wanted to create something, I ended up having to start by looking for all my stuff. Where did I put it? Where's this? Where's that? And then you start creating, and oh wait, I also need this. Where is that? And you spend 5 to 10 minutes to looking for your stuff. And then you can create for 20 minutes, not much is done, and then you have to clean it all up again. Not really motivating, I can tell you. It really, yeah, my mojo for creating really went downhill basically. So I think I'm going to do it like this here. So yeah, basically what happened is my stuff stayed in the closet in the boxes. So yeah, my mojo just my motivation for crafting just completely disappeared basically. Yeah, there was not much happening with that. I didn't know what I wanted to do or how to do it, and then I think it was Easter weekend. yeah, Easter weekend, because we went to the farm with the kids. We did an Easter egg hunt. We had quite some fun. Sorry for the background noise, of course. So we had quite some fun at the farm, but it was cold. It was really cold. I remembered when we were there, like, I have a flip book, just like I'm making right now, from Simple Stories, with a collection from last year. It was called Bunnies and Blooms. Let me grab it quickly. It's this one. And so I knew that, remembering with cleaning up, that I thought let's keep this close, because who knows, right? Because it was just some embellishments, a 12 by 12, a 6 by 8 and a flip book. I could put that all in like the storage containers, the 12 by 12 storage containers. So everything was in it. I just need to grab some white cardstock, some tools, some glue, and I could get creating. So once we were at that farm, and I had some really nice pictures of the children with the Easter bunny and for Easter egg hunts. So I thought, let's try to make this flip book. So that's what I started doing. I didn't film it. I just sit down, grab that one container out of the closet. I could create. I could just get my mojo flowing again. I don't know how to call that, but it works. It's nothing super special, but I was doing something, and it made me feel a lot better. So I knew that I also had this collection that I'm working on right now, and I also ordered the flip book from Dad. So I just thought, you know what, let's do another one. It's not that I am planning on making a flip book every week now, but for now it's something that I can do to keep me busy, keep creating, and hopefully, and I think it's already working, hopefully give me inspiration and ideas on another project that I can make from scratch, knowing that I have about 2 months before I leave. I might be able to do something, right? So that is what I am doing right now. I'm just trying to get my creative mojo back, because I was in a bad place. A lot of stress, no room for me to release that stress, to do something to get that stress out of my mind, because that's basically what this is doing for me. It's releasing the stress, regain some energy, and yeah, hopefully that's working. And now that I'm doing it, I realize how much I missed it. So let's hope I can find the time in the upcoming weeks to do it a little bit more, and to just feel a little bit better as well, because I was just running away from it a little bit, I guess, as well at some point. But now we're here, and I'm happy to be here. I'm still happy to be here, and I'm also very appreciative of everybody that is everybody's being very patient with me. They know that I have a lot going on. At least a lot of people know that I have a lot going on, and I don't expect everybody to know that, and I don't expect everybody to be interested in my personal life. That's okay. But I also appreciate the people that have been reaching out, making sure that I am okay, letting me know that please don't stop with what you're doing, because it's been appreciated by people what I'm doing, and that really helps as well. Really, really appreciate it. And so just to be sure, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just not here as much as I like to. Some washi tape. I don't know, I have it, so let's use it. I'm not gonna pretend that I am some mastermind at creating these things here. My only goal is to enjoy myself. So I am starting to feel a little better. being at peace with what the situation is at the moment. But even better is that we finally have some decent spring weather here. I am not a big fan of winter, cold temperatures. So moving to Canada, everybody was like, oh, are you sure with the winters there? And yeah, I wasn't sure, but because I was like, yeah, I was afraid of that, the cold winter months that were happening here, that are happening in Canada, right? We just have them. And I know I live just outside of Toronto, right? So there are places in Canada where it's even worse, but I'm not sure. I'm going to try if I like it on this side as well. But it's actually pretty okay. I can live with it. I can handle them. I know that they are happening. So January, February, right? It's just very cold months. Lots of snow. We had lots of snow this year. And but it's okay. I can handle it. I know it's gonna end at some point, but that's where the problem lies. It seems like it's never ending. I am seeing families, pictures coming by from people celebrating Easter in a nice dress with short sleeves, sitting on a patio somewhere, having lunch outside in the garden, and I'm walking on the farm with my kids with their hands are freezing because they are not able to pick up the eggs with their gloves on. I'm like, oh, I need some sunshine. I really need some sunshine and some warm weather. And then the sunshine is coming, but there is still this really cold wind. And everybody's like, oh, don't you enjoy this weather? And I'm like, no, it's cold. But now, finally, it all looks very pretty. The weather forecast, it's looking very good. So that's probably also helping my mood to be better. So yeah, let's hope it's all gonna get better from here on. Okay, let's I'm just gonna glue it down. I'm not gonna pretend that it's gonna get any better than this. So gonna put some glue there. I'm trying to not glue on the photo mat. That doesn't always work, but as long as it's staying in place. So yeah, that's basically what has been going on, where I have been. And I really wish that I could tell you that I was right now in Europe, on the go, on my way to Australia, but I'm not. I'm just not there yet. But then on the other hand, look at it from the bright side. If I would have traveled right now, I would have been going from winter to winter, because seasons are opposite, right, in Australia. So they are there is fall season now in Australia, and then by the time that I would got there would be June. Basically winter would be starting. So I don't know, maybe that wasn't, maybe the universe is protecting me from that. Is that possible? Who knows. But yeah, like the plans are now that I would travel to Europe in July. Hopefully I can still spend let's say 3 weeks there, and then move on to should not have done that, but then move on to Australia. So that would mean that I would be in Australia by early August. I think winter is still pretty much happening there. However, I would at least have some sunshine here and in the Netherlands. I hope, because Dutch summers are not the most reliable summers, I guess. Am I going to do it like that? Or like that? Okay, let's put some pop-up adhesive on this. Okay, I'm just hoping that that sewing thread is staying in place a little bit. I feel that I've put that photo mat on there really crooked, but it's fine. What I have been doing is drawing some stitches on some of the hearts, and I'm thinking, do I want to do it here as well or not? Do I want to add a little extra bling there? Yeah, I do. And then no stitching on it, okay. Just do a little dot of... Probably would have been better with some double-sided tape. Okay, so now I have this done. This is going to be the first page in the album. And then I need to think about, so this is something else that I did, but it's probably going to end up being a little bit more to the back in the book. So let's think about, what do I want to have next to it? Do I want to have 3x4s, 4x6s, or a combination of the two? Because I don't think I want to have a full one. Where's that? Okay, so I do have a 6x4 card that would work with this, I think. Let me find it. Oh, it's here, right on top. Okay, it took me quite a while, but I think that it's going to be something like this. So let's do that on this side. Scoring about a 1/4 inch here. And going to make that a little flip up. Let's round these corners. Okay, and then this is what we are gonna get. Okay, fine. Let's find some tape that fits on there. It's not the best tape. I might do some wet glue on top of it. But yeah, basically I haven't been crafting a lot, and I'm starting to get back into it, and I'm using a project like this to get me through this time, basically. And I am a little bit in doubt if I want to miter this or not. I think it's better to not do it, or really slide, because I can't help myself. So hopefully I will just be able to create a little bit more content. I will do a project share of this one when it's done, just because you have been seeing me working on it. I think it can be fun to see what it ends up being like, right? And what I have been spending a lot of time on is basically thinking about, like, what am I going to do when I am in Australia? Like with my channel, like, what direction do I want to take this? And I do have some ideas of what I would like to do or like to try, that I basically don't have the real opportunity to do that here. So at least I have been working on some ideas for that. And then, yeah, well, once I'm in Australia, it will probably take a while before I'm all settled. But I have been working on some plans to see what I can do to keep creating some content, although it might not be the type of content that you are used from me. Just like this is not content that you might be used from. That's, yeah, what you're not used from me. Wow, talking is difficult. So yeah, we'll see. I don't want to be disappearing completely, basically, like I have been doing in the last 2 months. It's not what I want. Sometimes life just happens, and then you have to deal with it. So yeah, but I hope that once I'm settled in Australia that I can go full blown on being creative. Okay, so I'll probably embellish it a little bit more, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that right now. There is something that I want to try that I saw in another flipbook, because basically what I have been doing is just went online and I've been looking for some inspirational ideas on flipbooks, because it's not like I've been making a lot of them. So I saw somebody doing something like this. Just just wrap it one more time, I think. Okay. This is just a different way of being creative, and sometimes you just need it to be fairly simple, I guess. At least I do. Like right now, I need it to be fairly simple. And I still have to think about what it... Watch me struggle here. Still have to think about some design ideas, right? But it's not like I have to think of how the project needs to be from complete scratch. And the frustrating thing is that I do have some ideas of projects that I like to do, but they are just too big. I know that I'm not able to get that done completely in the time that I have, because sometimes projects take me several months to come up with the idea, designing it, filming it, editing it, everything. Like sometimes it's just taking me up to 2 months. And the project that I want to do, it's definitely gonna be something in that range of time. So that's not gonna work right now. I need to wait with it, and it's hard because it's with the Stamperia Savannah collection that I absolutely fell in love with. But I can't create with it, and it's just staring at me. Okay, I don't know, I'm just winging it here, don't know what I'm doing. I should have done something a little bit different here while tying that bow. Try to fix that later, I guess. I'm just leaving the other one long so I can work with it for now. So yeah, I have beautiful collections lying around that I want to do something with, and I feel like I want to put some weight on this flap to keep it down, like with a bread or something. That will probably help it a little bit. But I just don't have but also in my head right now I cannot wrap my head around something like that, and I will get there again. So it's fine for now. Just have to find some other ways of being creative, of creating some content, right? I will get there again. And maybe getting there again will happen tomorrow, who knows? Who knows? Once this mess is cleaned up, probably. Let's wait for this mess to be cleaned up. So the other flipbook that I've made took me about, I think, a little over a week to complete it. So that's how slow I am. But then again, I'm not working on it for hours in a row, right? It's closer to like an hour, hour and a half, and then yeah, I also have a 1-year-old walking around, so does it really need that? I don't think so. Okay, so we're gluing this one down. I think I basically updated you on everything that I wanted to share, and if I have more updates, I'll try to share a little bit more on what's happening. And I know that not everybody is interested in that, but some of you are. And maybe if I'm doing something like this, maybe I just need to hop on and just share a little bit of what's going on. Because yeah, at some point I will be preparing again to move. So I'm kind of thinking, how do I want to do this? Oh, just put it in there. Doesn't matter. Maybe that wasn't the best one, but okay. Just put a little dot of glue under it. Well, that wasn't the best place, but okay. Fine. I'll deal with it. Okay, then here. Okay, so I have this piece. One inch strips. And then I can use that trick somewhere else if I want to. So I was thinking about cheating here a little bit. Something like that. Now I wanted to do this because in this chipboard piece I also have something like that. I wanted to have it to come back, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. So I have a butterfly there. What do I have butterfly wise? That's too big. Let's see, this is 4, so about an inch. Yeah. So I'm going to glue this on the side about an inch from the bottom. Maybe I should not be doing that on the pocket page with the glue. And then the other one, same thing. So this is a really nice way of just using some scraps and just pretend like you have a nice strip underneath where it's just 2 1-inch pieces. And then the photo mat will go centered on there. Sure, I know. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to give this a little bit of dimension here. I could also stick that on the outside of the photo mat, but I think I'm not gonna do it because of the sewing thread that I'm going to place with it. So just some pop-ups here. I don't know what are they called. I call them pop-ups, but just foam adhesive. Yeah. So basically what I do is I just stick the sewing thread down with the foam adhesive and just pray that it's gonna stay in place. And you don't see a whole lot of that thread, but it's just, I feel that it just gives that little bit of extra, and then I can look for bread to place with it. Something that would work, you know, I can go for a little hint of yellow here because I also have that there. I like to use the breads a lot. They don't always work, and then I really want them to work, but then they don't, and if I don't know where to place them. Just like here, I would love to place one here just to get some weight on it, but it feels so randomly placed. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it's really helping either. I'm going to come back to that, I guess. Just place this in the pocket page, and then I think I'm going to wrap it up for now. Okay, so I'm just going to place this back in the cover. And what I always do when I make the pages out of paper, always, like I've done it so many times, but I use some reinforcements. Like they are really cheap. I buy them off of Amazon actually. Just to help to stand the test of time, right? This doesn't tear, and yeah, when you use it you might just tear the paper and you don't see them once everything is in place. Okay, that didn't go well. I really need to look at that. So that's going in there, and then somewhere in between my mess is the rest of my pocket pages and the other one. So I'm not sure what the exact order, how this is going to turn out, but I'm planning on showing you the end result. Maybe if I have something to share, or I just feel like I'm doing something fun, or feel like making a video, I might just film what I'm doing. I still need to add the reinforcements there, but I will do that. I still need to do a lot on that page. I'm not too happy with it yet. So I might just hop on back on filming a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know how well, yeah, not sure how many people are really interested in watching a flipbook come together. So I think I'm just going to work on it off camera basically. But if I have something to share or just feel like filming, I will do that. So this is basically the start of this flipbook now. And yeah, I like it. It's fresh. I really like this collection. I say that about a lot of collections, but from this collection I bought a lot actually. I'm also working on another project with it, but it's hard to keep it fresh. It's all really vintage, maybe even more male type colors. It's It's hard to keep it fresh, but I think I'm getting there. So I like what I have so far. And like this, this color I find it difficult, and I decided to make a full page out of it. But it's not like I don't like it, but it needs something more. So I will be working on that. You will see it in the end. You will see it in the end. So for now, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. I hope that it won't be another 2 months before I have another video up on my channel. And enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have beautiful spring weather, just like we have right here. And enjoy the sunshine. Bye bye.